Hey everybody, welcome back inside the mind of Matt. Back with another video. If you didn't see my time-lapse video, go back and watch that right here. But I stated at the beginning of the video that I was just about to tear the power supply out of my printer, which I have done. But I wired it up through the computer ATX power supply that I've been using all along, just to power up the bed until I do what I'm going to do in this video and go from there. So what I've got is the power supply out, and my intention is to open it up and see what's in there. There's been a lot of discussion, a lot of concern has been made by a lot of members of the support group that I belong to in regards to the safety of this. There have been numerous amount of people who have had these power supplies burn up on them, and so I figured I would take this power supply and open it up and see if anything's loose and kind of certify it to my own qualifications, that it's safe and good to use. Right. So first things first, let's get this puppy open. Still got it wired up to the main just because. Should be just a couple of screws. Got a little speaker here that I use to kind of hold the screws, keep them getting away from me. They make bowls that are magnetic. Those work good too. I just don't have one. There's a sticker. Caution. You break this seal, you break the warranty, okay? And also, for clarification, I had this in the printer for probably maybe a couple of days. Let's see, I got it on Christmas, which was on a Thursday this past year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was weird. And the following week I went to the computer store and I bought my computer power supply. So this pretty much maybe saw 24 hours worth of power being supplied through it. And then of course I did a live feed last week. You can go back and watch that up here. And I put this back in and hooked it up to the MOSFET for the heated bed. So it's been working. My bed has always worked. I've never had a problem with any of my power since I've got the machine. But once again, I have a secondary power supply, so I figured I would do a video on this and kind of kill any concerns or prove any concerns. So from the get-go, I'm looking, and let's see, I want to get this switch right here is the one you want to make sure, if you're doing a fresh build, that this switch is either, if you're in America, it should be at 120 or 110. If you're not, then it's going to be 220. But if you're in America, you want to make sure it's at 120 volts. Alright, there's a big heat sink on the side. Screw there, and I should be going. flap inside. You can see that. And that's what's holding it in. There's the same thing on that side. And then there's another screw that's going right through it. And that should free the whole circuit board right out of the metal shell. I don't know if I have to take that off. What prompted me to do this is there's another guy that I subscribe to, and the reason I did is because he's making a filament extruder, and it's kind of interesting, but he found a plasma screen TV in the garbage. Has a link to the video talking about it right there as well. He repaired it and found out it was a $10,000 plasma screen TV. But I had had one given to me as a Christmas present one year. Not quite that big, but it was a 32-inch, I believe. And it had sucked a pickle one day. And I took it apart. They were going to throw it away, and I took it apart, and I found something that, from my experience, was a bad component. There was some bulging capacitors, and I desoldered them, took them down to the electronics store, found replacements, and was able to resolder them back in, and TV still works. Alright, there's another screw here holding it to the frame. Biggest thing is, if you take it apart, you gotta remember how to put it back together. Woohoo! And we're free. Alright, so what I'm going to be looking for is anything. Let's see if I get a better camera angle of this. Just looking for anything that might look loose or inconsistent. I'm gonna tell you, you know, for everybody's talking, you know, there doesn't seem to be anything in here that would raise any type of concern to me whatsoever. So I mean, it's fuse protected. Everything looks good, guys. So, I mean, if nothing else, just open it up if you feel comfortable with it. Go get yourself a different power supply. Cost me $15. And see if it's even got a fan port right built into it, which I'm going to utilize. Because I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to do something with it all, and I'm going to make myself a nice little control box. It's going to be one of the projects that's going to be ongoing, that once I get it started I'll document it. But I guess I'm going to put this all back together and wait for this print to get done. I wasn't going to focus around a print, but seeing how everything's good in that, I'm gonna put it back together. I will show some soldering on these devices and hooking it up so that I can just not do this and just kind of do it kind of like I don't know if you've seen the original Prusa's. They actually have, you know, this 3D printed part over it. and that's kind of been the way it is. So, by the way, this is a cover for the stock power supply that I'm printing while I'm working on this. I didn't really expect to find anything bad in there. I wasn't hoping for it, but you know, if there was, then I guess we would have been able to fix it. But that is an Anet A8 shipped from China. There's seems to be a quality sound piece of equipment, so I'm gonna do some testing on it with off camera and see if I can do some things with it. And I also intended on getting a 12-volt relay that I can incorporate with the other power supplies, so that when that one turns on, it will turn this one on, so I don't have to have different plugs. And where is it? I forgot about that. Ah, there it is. Every mad scientist should have a Frankenstein switch. I printed that up, and I'm going to make some kind of switch for the whole thing that incorporates that. So stay tuned for that in the future episode of Inside the Mind of Matt. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I mean, we'll keep this thing going. People, just if you got a suggestion for a project, or if you got something that you'd like me to investigate, then have at it. Set it down in the comment section and let me know. Alright? Don't forget to say something nice to somebody today, because everybody's beautiful, and if you can make somebody smile, then you'll get the smile back. So have a beautiful day, everybody. So you stuck around to the end so you can get some secret tips, huh? I appreciate that. So here they are. Don't forget, please subscribe if you haven't, and share on your social media. I'm going to test this thing. Don't do what I'm doing. Make sure it's all plugged in. I'm going to plug this in. I got my multimeter out. And there's this little pot right there that if you see if I get it to focus. It's not. But if you turn that, it will adjust your voltage. So I got my multimeter. I'm going between. Alright, so I got them screwed in so I can record this and do the same thing. But I want you to notice, as I turn this pot, I can make your voltage go up, and I can make it go down just by turning it. I want to make sure it's not too high, so something else that you should check. Hey, one other thing. The outlet that you're plugging your printer in, you want to make sure is properly grounded. You want it to be 3-prong. If you don't have one of these, this is an actual GFI tester. If you hit that button, it trips the GFI. But if you don't have one, they sell them at any part store or home improvement store, electrical supply store. You can get it without the GFI. They're $5 or $6. Okay, get one of these and make sure that the outlet that you're plugged in is properly grounded. Without that, you may incur some kind of problems in the future. And this finished just in time for me editing. Pop it out. One-handed. Hairspray. Got some good bridging. Stay tuned for a future video where I install this.